Welcome back to Creating Stuff. Today in the shop we got something really simple I'm working on today. If you've watched some of my other videos, like when I did some concrete work, you might have seen my F250 with the dump bed insert I have in it. And I just have a small thing I'm going to modify to do to it. I'm going to show you, I set mine up a little bit differently how they normally are. I'm going to show you some of the differences I've done to it. And then also I'm going to show you the process of how to remove a slide-in dump pardon me, how to remove a dump bed insert. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So tell you what, let's go ahead and get the truck back into the shop and I'll show you what I got going on. All right, now that I got the truck in the shop, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Is first and foremost is I'm actually going to use my 2-post electric rack to remove it, which unfortunately not everybody has one of these things, but it makes it a lot easier. First thing is, these are some wheel adapters that I made. This is so I can actually put my lawnmower up on my lift rack. I'll probably insert a picture of what that looks like here. But all they're going to do is I should be able to hook the side of those to lift this out. So I got those on, but I got to cut this thing loose from the back of the truck first. So, but before I can hook this and lift it up, I actually have to lift the bed up. I have to raise the bed up and unhook it from the truck before I can lift it. And one of the first big things I've done for this is I've added a wireless remote. This thing is very handy. I use this thing so much. Like I said, this works great. Now here's a safety tip. Anytime you work on anything involving hydraulics, always make sure you have the safety bar in place. Alright, that's your safety tip. Anytime you work with anything hydraulics, make sure you have it braced and secured, because you could have a mishap and this can come down and kill you. So that's the one thing, unfortunately, in both of my line of works I've had from mechanic and as a firefighter paramedic, hydraulics can kill people and it won't slow down. So please be very careful. Use extreme caution anytime you work on them. Like I said, just make sure they're safe. So now that bar is in place, now I'm safe to work on it. So, another thing on how I set mine up different than traditional dump bed inserts is I actually put a battery on this because this is meant to come out very easily. Normally these inserts are wired directly to the battery of the vehicle. I added a battery back here, and the reason I did that is so this comes out a lot easier. And actually it's more universal. So okay, I'm actually getting ready to loan this out so it can actually bolt right into my buddy's truck. So it can go in between trucks a whole lot easier like this than if it was hardwired to the truck. And that's the other thing where the wireless remote comes in handy. So anyway, so I have a battery added here, and some of this stuff, I hate to admit, I never really finished it because I threw it together and I've been using this thing too much, because I actually had to make the mounts. I actually set it up so it actually bolts to the bed bolts on 4 corners. So that's how this is actually secured into the truck. That's actually a lot more than the factory setup. A lot of times they use sheet metal screws through the bed to hold it. I wanted to bolt it directly to the chassis of the truck myself, even though this frame, it's It looks like it's not a whole lot, but unfortunately it gets all of its strength from the bed of the truck. The biggest thing, this steel is it has very good tensile strength, and that's really what's needed. But it gets all its strength from the bed of the truck. So, all right, well, enough yakking. Let me go ahead and get my zip gun out and get and the first step is I got to get these bolts out. So let's get to it. Alright, got all the bed mounting bolts out, so now I'm going to drop this prop rod. Prop rod's down. We're going to drop the bed down, as it is now unbolted from the truck. And let me do one more thing. This is my charging plug. I said in order to charge the battery, I just plug this into the trailer plug, keeps the battery charged. And then this right here, I added this plug. This is for the wired remote, as if my batteries die on my remote, I can plug the handheld remote into this and work it hardwired. So, but and now before I can, now I'm going to go ahead and get the lift rack set up. And before I can lift this, I actually got to slide it back. I'll show you why. Because actually the lower carriage, the lower frame that the hydraulic scissor jack's hooked to, I have to secure that to the dump bed. Otherwise, when I lift it up, it's just going to fall. It's just going to swing down and be a pain in the butt. So now we got to get the lift rack all set up. Alright, like I said, by the last video you saw, I just lifted it and moved it just a little bit, and the reason I did is all this hydraulic and all this other stuff, this lower frame will just hinge down and fall out and it won't lift it. So I made that lifting ring there, and I have two other ones down here where I'm going to run a ratchet strap through it to hold this bottom up so I can lift it. So let me get a ratchet strap on and we'll get this thing out of here. Alright, now I got the ratchet strap on, so now let's go ahead and just get this thing out of the back of the truck. And there you have it. That's how you make a dump bed fly. And now I'm going to hold it. This is a trailer, or I'm sorry. This is an axle off of, alright, I need two hands for that. This is an axle off of a jet ski trailer, and I'm going to make mounts so I can bolt that to the back of the dump bed insert, so when it's not in the truck, I can roll it around with the tractor. Alright, well there you have it. This is actually going to work out pretty good. Like I said, I'm not planning on using this axle to use this as a dump trailer by any means. The whole purpose of putting this here is just so when I take it out of the back of my truck, I can actually set it on the ground, grab the front with my tractor, and I can roll this around, put this somewhere else on my property, so it doesn't occupy my lift rack. So this is actually going to work out well. This is an axle out of a jet ski trailer. I got it clamped right here. I have a hole on either side for the center pin for the leaf springs there. And over here, I'm just going to drill a hole through this angle iron for some bolts, it's going to work just fine. So I think that is going to work out outstanding. So, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. This was quick, down, and dirty. I hope you got something. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something about it. And I got to tell you, there's no replacement for a dump bed insert in your pickup truck. I've used this thing so much. It's fantastic. So, anyways, so I'm going to leave you there. So I will see you on the next video. And tell you what, be creative.